Hello, students. Today we will start a new lesson from your literature reader, that is The Ostrich and the Hedgehog. Everyone, take out page number 9 in your literature reader. As I read the story and as I explain you the story, you should follow your book. Now, one beautiful summer's morning, a hedgehog set off for a walk across the sandy desert. So, from here you come to know that the hedgehog was in a desert, and in the desert you will find sand everywhere. Okay. Now, you will think, who is a hedgehog, right? So, hedgehog, as you can see in the picture, they are they have a very small round body, okay, and they have a cone shaped face. So hedgehog have a small round body with cone shaped face, and their body is covered with sharp spines. Okay, so they have spines on all over their body. Okay, and when someone attacks the hedgehog, then what it will do, it will curl into a ball shape. So whenever it sees that some danger is there, what it will do, it will change its shape into a ball shape, like it will round off and form a ball shape. So this is hedgehog. Okay, now ostrich, you would have heard this bird's name. Ostrich is actually a flightless bird. Flightless bird. What do you mean by flightless bird? Flightless bird means the birds which cannot fly. Okay. So, ostrich is a flightless bird, that is, it cannot fly. It is so big, and I'll tell you that it is the world's largest flightless bird. Okay. So, it's very huge, and it has strong legs and long neck. Okay, so it has long legs which helps it to walk and run. It can run very fast. Okay, and it has long neck. It has a long neck. So we will read the story about these two creatures. So as I was telling you, that hedgehog was walking in the desert. Now follow the book. He was going to see how far the barley had grown in a nearby barley field. The hedgehog had watched the barley grown from the first tiny green shoots. So it was in a field where there was barley grown. Okay, so barley, you know what is barley? Barley is a grain, cereal grain. Okay, so it was in the field, and it watched that there was barley everywhere, and it had watched, like, from the beginning only it has seen it grow. When the, you know how the small plant comes out from the seed, when you sow the seeds in the field, then in some days when you give it water and it gets proper sunlight, then you will see small plants, green plants coming out from the seeds. So that only the hedgehog had watched, like it has seen it from growing from the seed. So the hedgehog had watched the barley grow from the first tiny green shoots. Green shoots here means that small green plants coming out from the seed. Now the stalks were so tall that they towered above his head, and the barley would soon be ready for harvesting. Now it was the time that the plant has grown in height. Okay, so from the small shoots it has grown into height, and it was towering over his head. It came to the size of his head, it came to the length of his head, and it was ready for harvesting. Means now the crop was ready and it could be cut by the farmers. Next line. There's no finer sight than a field of golden barley in the desert, the hedgehog said contentedly. Okay, so contentedly means that when someone shows happiness, satisfaction. Okay, so why the hedgehog is saying that there is no finer sight than a field of golden barley in the desert? Because if you know that deserts, you can see very less plants, right? Desert, you will find sands everywhere, so you can't see greenery in a desert. It's very rare to see greenery in the desert. So that's why hedgehog is saying that it's a fine sight, as we usually don't see greenery in the desert. Next line. As he stood on the edge of the field, admiring the view, a great ostrich came striding along. So he was standing in the barley field, and then suddenly an ostrich came. Striding means when you walk with long steps. Okay, as I told you, the ostrich has long legs. So it was walking with long steps. Now, ostriches cannot fly, so they have to walk or run everywhere on their strong legs. So ostrich cannot fly. So it has long legs which help it to walk very fast. But they can certainly run very fast. So as they cannot fly, as they have a heavy body, they have a very heavy body, so they cannot fly. So they have very long legs which help them to walk very fast. The hedgehog looked up at the ostrich and called out, "Good morning," in a cheery voice. So the hedgehog looked at ostrich and wished him good morning in a cheery voice, means happy voice, in a happy tone. But the ostrich merely looked down his nose at the hedgehog and said in a superior voice, "I am not in the habit of talking to stumpy-legged creatures like you." So, as I told you, the ostrich is a big bird, right? And hedgehog is a small little creature. So, when hedgehog wished him good morning, then the ostrich means looked down meanly upon him and said that he is not in the habit of talking to stumpy-legged. Stumpy-legged means short-legged. As hedgehog is a small creature, it has short legs. So ostrich thought himself to be superior and him to be a mean creature. So he showed an attitude that he is a small creature, so he doesn't have any interest in talking to hedgehog. Now turn the page. "My legs may be stumpy," replied the hedgehog, "but I can run faster on them than any other animal for miles around." Now, hedgehog, what he told to ostrich, that you may think that my legs are very small or short, but I can run very fast than any other animal. Scoffed the ostrich. "No one can run faster than I can with my strong, long legs." Scoffed. Here you can see a word scoffed. Scoffed means to mock, okay, or to ridicule. Means when you talk about a person in a way that shows that you think that they are stupid or silly, or to demean someone, okay, to show that that person doesn't hold any value. So when the hedgehog said that he can run very fast, then the ostrich said, the ostrich is very boastful, he is proud bird, he has pride in himself. So he said, no one can run faster. He is sure that no one can run faster than him, as he has strong, long legs. The hedgehog's eyes twinkled. That's what you think, he said. Why don't we have a race? Then we will see who is the faster runner, you or I. Now, hearing to this, Hedgehog said that if you think so that no one can run faster than you, then let's have a race. And there only we will come to know that who is the fastest runner, you or I. Oh, it's sure to be me, boasted the ostrich. Boasted, here you can see the word boasted. Boasted means when you have pride in yourself and you will talk about your own abilities, or you want to show others that you are good in this or good in any other quality. That is boasting, like talking with excessive pride and self-satisfaction about one's abilities. Means you can say speak proudly of something. So the ostrich had a pride in himself that he has long legs and he can run very fast, so no other animal can beat him in a race. So he said that, what do you think? It's me only. I am the winner. Let's race now, shall we? On the count of 3, 1, 2. Now he started to begin the counting so that they can have a race. Wait a minute, said the hedgehog. I haven't had my breakfast yet. I can't run on an empty stomach. We will meet back here at midday. Then we will race each other up and down between the rows of barley. Is that agreed? Now, the hedgehog, when the ostrich started the count, the hedgehog said that, sorry, I am not ready for the race now, as I have not done my breakfast, as I have not eaten anything, so I can't run in an empty stomach. So what he said, that let me go home and eat my food, and then I will come back at midday in the middle of the day. Okay, that is afternoon. So he said that in the afternoon I will come back and then we will have a race. The ostrich nodded, thinking that nothing could be easier than racing against such a dumpy little creature. Dumpy, here you can see the word dumpy. Dumpy means short and stout. Short and stout, stout is fat. So short and fat, that hedgehog looked like a round, short and fat creature, right? So he thought that let him have his breakfast. No one could beat me in the race. So let him go and have his breakfast. And so the ostrich also, he went off to take a nap, burying his head in the sand as ostriches do. So he thought that let that creature, that hedgehog, have his breakfast, and I will also take some rest for some time. Nap, here you can see the word nap. Nap means a short sleep. Nap means taking rest, giving rest to your body. So the ostrich also went to take his nap, means have a short sleep. And what it did, so ostriches, they generally have the habit that they will bury the head in the sand, so to have a rest for their body. As soon as the ostrich had gone, the hedgehog raced back home as fast as he could, calling to his family, please come quickly, all of you. So now come to the next page. So as the ostrich had gone, he also ran back to his home and he called his family. Please come quickly, all of you. There is something I want you to do for me in the barley field. Now the hedgehog started calling his family members that he wanted their help for something. Now we'll come to know what help he wanted. So all the hedgehog's family, mother and father, brothers, sisters, cousins, even aunts and uncles, ran up to the barley field and gathered around him. There he explained to them what he wanted. So he called all his family members, and all the family members gathered near him, and now he was explaining them what help he wanted from them. You must help me win a race against the ostrich, he said. Now he was telling his family members that he wanted their help to win the race against the ostrich. But how? Asked the other hedgehogs. You can't hope to beat the ostrich with his great long legs. But his family members were not sure that the hedgehog can beat the ostrich, because he thought that you are such a small creature, you have so short legs, how you can run faster than ostrich has long strong legs and it can run and walk very fast. I can and I will, if you all listen carefully and do as I ask. Now Hedgehog was very sure that he can win the race, so he asked his family members to follow what he asked them to do. If you all listen carefully and do as I ask, replied the hedgehog, you must all go and position yourselves so that there is one of you at the end of each row of barley. So the hedgehog had a plan. So what he said is, he asked all his family members to position themselves to be there at the end of each row of barley. So he asked that, as they decided that they will have the race in the barley field, so he said that after the end of each row of barley, like barley are grown in rows, right? So he said that as the row is ending for the barley crop, where the barley crop is grown, there at the end of each row, you all should position your place. The ostrich and I will start the race at the beginning of the first row, but when he is a few yards ahead of me, I shall turn back. Now, when the ostrich comes racing up to the end of the row, one of you will be sitting there pretending to be a bit out of breath from running so fast. So as he said that everyone should be positioning themselves at the end of each row, so each row of the barley. So he said that as we start the race and as I reach till before that the ending of the barley row, then one should be ready and you should show that you are out of the breath. Like when you run a race, you will see that you will start panting. Okay, you will feel that the breath is you will be taking long breaths, right? So you will get tired and will take long breaths. So he wanted to show that the hedgehog at the end of the barley row was himself only. So he asked his family members, whoever was appointed to be standing there at the end of the barley row, to be showing that they are out of breath, and as the ostrich reaches the end of the barley row, then the other hedgehog should come out from his position and should start running. He will think it is me. So he said that the ostrich couldn't identify him, and he will think that it is the same hedgehog he is running a race with. Then when he reaches the end of the next row and sees another hedgehog a bit out of breath, he will think, I have beaten him again, and so on. So that was his plan. He thought that when he reaches the end, then another hedgehog will come out of that row, and the ostrich will think that the hedgehog has gone past him, like he has gone ahead of him and he is only winning the race. So this was the plan of the small hedgehog, so that he could beat ostrich. Okay, so we'll take a pause here. In my next class we will move ahead with the story. So till then, you try to read the story till where I have taught you today, and then we will continue the story in my next class. I hope you would have understood the story till here. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.